Today I effed up by accidentally starting my hometown's ghost legend. When I was a teenager, my friends and I used to hang out in this one spot in the woods to drink. We live in a small town, so there wasn't exactly much else to do. On Halloween night of 2016, we dressed up to take a couple of our younger siblings trick-or-treating, then delivered them home and went to the woods to get drunk. I was dressed as a mummy, and my friends were Woody from Toy Story, a witch, Amy Pond from Doctor Who, a pirate, and Batman. Once we'd gotten to our spot in the woods and started drinking, Batman revealed that he had obtained some weed. None of us apart from Batman and Amy Pond had actually ever smoked weed before, but we decided to go for it. After a while of drinking and smoking weed, Woody wandered off to pee, but he quickly came back to us, yelling that there was cops coming. We rushed to put out our fire and grab our stuff, and we scattered and hid just as we heard voices and saw flashlight beams. I, as a mummy, was entirely wearing white, so I was worried about being visible even in the pitch dark. I basically flattened myself to the ground under the thickest bush that I could find, and started achingly slowly unraveling my bandages and stuffing them into my bag. As I was doing this, I was occasionally hearing muffled giggles and rustling from my friends, who were definitely too high to take the situation seriously. As I started hearing what the cops were saying, I realized they were getting spooked by my friends' noises. Then I heard a loud thud, followed by scuttling, which I later learned was Batman, who had climbed a tree, fell out, and then ran to a new hiding spot. That was followed by, "What was that? What the F was that? Dude, did you see that? That wasn't a person, man. That was an effing shadow person or something." This apparently caused Batman, who was physically holding his nose and mouth closed to stop himself from giggling, to let out a loud snort, startling the cops. I took the opportunity to tear off my remaining bandages and sprint away, and my friends followed suit. We eventually met up, and as we were laughing about our escape, Amy Pond was telling us who she thought the cops were based on their voices. Spoiler, they weren't real cops. They were juniors at our school, and going by what we know about them now, they were probably also on something. Batman suddenly went serious and said, "Guys, I left my backpack there." Wait, hold on, I should use my Batman voice for this. "Guys, I left my backpack there." His backpack, which, of course, had his ID in it, along with several empty beer cans and some weed. The witch, who was the only one of us who could drive at the time, offered to go by in the morning before school and get it. Batman mentioned that she may have to do some searching, because in his panic, he had literally flung the backpack away from him, and he wasn't sure which direction it had gone. The witch couldn't find it before school, so later, Batman and I went to go and search. It was starting to get dark again when we noticed the backpack had managed to get stuck up a tree. I went off to try to find a long stick to poke it down, while Batman decided to attempt to climb the tree, because that had worked so well last time. And then I heard the approaching voices. The guys from the night before had brought some friends, and they were trying to convince them that there was definitely something creepy out there. There was one voice that I recognized, my next door neighbor, and he was a bit of a dick. The last thing I wanted was for him to narc on me to my parents that I was hanging out in the woods at night instead of at a friend's house being supervised by their parents. Especially if they found Batman's backpack and saw empty beer cans and weed. So the only solution that I, a moron, could come up with was to sweep my long hair over my face in a bizarre homage to The Ring, let out the most unholy screech I could muster, and run towards them. Somehow, this worked. They ran, at least far enough away that Batman and I could get away. Batman had, surprisingly, managed to get his backpack. A few days later, we started hearing rumors around the school about the woods being haunted. People said that if you went there at night, you could hear the whispering and moving around of people who weren't there, and see shadowy figures moving in the corner of your eye, as well as the screaming ghost of a little girl, which is frankly offensive. I'm not that short. Apparently, they'd found bandages covered in dried blood, which were just dirty. Come on, guys. Later, others started claiming they'd seen shadowy figures in the woods too, and even the screaming ghost. I don't know if it was their imagination, or if they were lying, or if there was genuinely some people taking advantage of the ghost hype and going out pretending to be ghosts. Probably a combination of all three. It's been 5 years, and the ghost rumors persisted. It's mostly kids from school that talk about it, but I've heard adults claim that they've seen ghosts there too. My friends and I don't have the heart to admit what actually happened, even though we're all adults now, and our parents can't yell at us for hanging out in the woods, drinking, and smoking weed. It's kind of hilarious hearing people talk about the crazy stuff they've seen in the woods when I know that it's definitely BS. It makes me wonder if this is how most ghost stories get started. A bunch of idiots messing around and spooking some people who are probably tripping, and everyone else just making stuff up, or their overactive imagination showing them what they expect to see. OP, I'm not sure how this is a screw-up. You basically created your own urban legend with your friends. That's an awesome story. Today I effed up by kissing my deaf friend. Hi there, I'm a 22-year-old guy. I met a girl through a mutual friend. We've known each other for roughly a year, but we haven't spent time alone yet because we're always in a group. She's really sweet and pretty. She's not completely deaf. She can still hear a bit with the help of hearing aids. So I guess she has mild deafness? I'm not sure though. Yesterday we met up with our mutual friends to have a barbecue. Later on we ran out of snacks, so the other two went to the grocery store. We were alone in the yard, just chatting. Now, I noticed that she kept staring at my lips, so I thought to myself, does she want to kiss me? Since she didn't stop staring, I thought that it was obvious. This time, I was not going to miss a hint. I leaned in to give her a kiss. I mean, she did kind of kiss me back, but afterwards, it was like dead silence. Thank God the other two friends arrived a few minutes later. The rest of the evening was super awkward between us. Later, as she left, I told the other two friends that I had kissed her because she kept staring at my lips. They started laughing, saying, "Of course she's staring at your lips. She was lip reading." Man, I totally forgot that deaf people also use lip reading to communicate. And since she's never actually done that before, I didn't take that into consideration. This will definitely be one of the moments that'll make me stay up at night and cringe. Plus, I probably ruined the friendship. Then, oh my god, thank you, OP posted an update. Okay guys, I sent her a message asking if she wants to come over, and she said she would be over in about an hour. I am so nervous, and I'm trying to convince my roommate to go on a long walk. I didn't tell her beforehand that I wanted to talk to her about the kiss, so it was a bit awkward approaching the topic. I told her that I didn't mean to make her feel uncomfortable and that I misread the signs. We had a good laugh. Afterwards, I asked her if she'd be down to maybe try things out if she was interested. The thing is, she's moving out of the country in a few months, and she told me that while she does like me, she doesn't want to pursue anything romantic because she doesn't want to get too attached because she's moving anyways. She admitted to liking me a lot and would love to give a shot despite the circumstances, but only under the condition that I'm being serious about it, since she doesn't want something that's only casual. We're gonna go on a date on Tuesday, and we'll just see if it works out between us. OP, during the story when you said, "After I kissed her, it was dead silence," was that some kind of awkward dad joke? Because it was kind of funny.